How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Great Ace Attorney Resolve Blind. So, last time, Dr. Scythe admitted her involvement in this crime as the accomplice. Meanwhile, Trevor still refuses to admit that he is part of this whole thing.
Yeah, he's literally really going into it.
Yeah, so honestly, I thought it was going to wrap up our last episode, but I guess not. So, we gotta continue beating this man down. Let's hop into it. I admit nothing. At all. What? Bro, just give it up.
Literally.
Have you forgotten that the kinesis machine was ripped to shreds by an explosion? Short of me admitting to a crime, there's really no possible way for you to prove I did anything wrong. No!
No.
Madame Tospels is like, I'm happy to be
Yeah,
here.
she's like, I just like being included.
Order, order!
Whatever this man says, I admit everything. He threatened to expose my secret, so I went along with his plan.
Damn.
And Lord von Zeeks,
Yes.
my queen. I hope you'll accept my apologies. What happens next is in your hands, of course. What the fuck? He's like, what?
Okay. I've heard more than enough now. I hereby present the final findings of this court. Harebrain is guilty.
What?
This trial is not the proper forum in which to pursue the alleged wrongdoings of Mr. Trevor. I'm sorry? The defendant is Professor Albert Harebrain.
Oh my fucking
Okay,
god, you're
well,
kidding. So now we're gonna do a whole different case?
Very true, it has slipped my mind.
Bruh.
Isn't he one of your closest friends? As the court has heard, Dr. Scythe has admitted to the allegations brought by the defense. Well, I mean, technically speaking, he should be absolved of all charges at this point. So, realistically, the trial would end here.
Wow.
Thereby absolving the defendant of any
shit, there
possible
you go.
guilt. You mean... At the present time, it is the conclusion of this court that the defendant was not involved in any wrongdoing.
Bro.
Does the prosecution have any objection? None, my lord.
Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo.
Hooray!
You've proven Professor Harebrain's innocence, and we can just ignore all that other shit.
Without further ado, then, the adjudication. Wait, this is actually really awkward because I didn't think it was just gonna end here.
I didn't either, and I'm like, there's so much shit that we just uncovered, and now we're just gonna... I mean, I guess it makes sense, but that's wild.
Yeah, so honestly, I might just have to stick since the end of the last episode.
That's super
That's
fair.
kind of funny. Unless the prosecution or defense have any other matters to discuss.
Yeah.
I guess not. I don't know. This doesn't feel quite right. Why did Dr. Scythe suddenly admit to it like that?
Is everything alright, Mr. Naruhodo?
Like you said before, the way the trial is set to end now, the judge will certainly deliver a verdict of not guilty.
Susato's so funny because she was like, yeah, we won. Like, she was done.
Is that really what we want? What the defense should be pushing for now is...
Further testimony,
here we go.
bro.
This is just like the previous game in the third case,
Right?
where McGilded's like, "Hey, I'm pretty much cleared of everything.
Yeah, he's like, you better walk.
do your job and give me my not guilty verdict." But I have a strong feeling if we push for getting a not guilty verdict, it's gonna shoehorn us back into the original text,
Oh, you think?
like original story. So. If the judge gives his verdict now, Professor Harebrain will be found not guilty without any doubt.
Is something troubling you, perhaps?
Yes, but it's probably nothing. In the antechamber during the recess earlier, I did give Mr. Schoenf my word, though, didn't I? I told him that I'd pursue any doubts I had about the truth to the absolute last.
Doesn't
So it
matter.
didn't matter.
Yeah, we got shoehorned into the other option.
If you gave oh my fuck. If you gave Mr. Sholmes your word, then it almost certainly isn't nothing.
Almost.
And it means there's only one right answer here. Almost.
And that you chose wrong. Yes, you're right. I don't know why I was ever wavering. What the fuck is wrong with me?
The one time we were like, yeah, we might as well not go with the further story.
The defense objects to this trial ending at this time, my lord. What is wrong with you? I beg your pardon?
I beg your pardon. I mean, beg your pardon is
demand.
such a funny statement. I don't know why.
I beg your
Yeah,
pardon.
it just makes you sound
One
like you're like, are you fucking serious?
Final testimony.
Testimony. Why is this courtroom
What?
full of fucking corpses, vampires, and fossils? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, what the hell? You do realize I'm about to adjudicate in favor of your client, I presume. What are you playing at now, my Nepalese friend? Why would you want to obstruct the conclusion of the trial at this point? No defense lawyer in his right mind would do that.
I mean, just we're actually smart and you're dumb, so shut up.
Because the truth.
The truth.
Mr. Naruhodo, what exactly are you thinking?
The truth. The whole truth. And a way to bring it all out into the open.
Right! I forgot you were a lawyer.
Yes. In his
In his
hindsight.
what? In his hiney?
Sure. Oh yes, one word of warning before I go. If in the course of the trial this afternoon you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, well, don't let it out of your sight, you fucking weirdo. Pursue it like a dog with a bone. And win.
A dog with a bone.
To the bitter end, you understand? Do not falter, whatever may come to pass.
Well, my name isn't Sherlock Holmes.
And it is. I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. He must have deduced that this would happen. Yes, I'm here in court to advocate for my client, and to secure an acquittal. Obviously. But that's not
I need
all.
your sass.
I believe that I have a duty to the court, to pursue the whole truth of the case, until every last detail is laid bare. And that is why the defense calls for further testimony from Dr. Scythe.
My stream is lagging. Oh, okay. There we go. Testimony from me? About what?
About everything.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. About the nature of your collaboration with Mr. Enoch Trevor.
In case it's escaped your attention, I've already admitted to everything I did. The whole truth has already been revealed. So stop wasting everyone's time. As his lordship made very plain, your client will get the acquittal you wanted for him. There's simply no point protracting this business further with another tedious cross-examination.
Objection!
Oh my fucking god.
Oh, what the fuck? Pray forgive my careless handling of that hallowed bottle. Bleh, I slipped.
No, you didn't.
That's what you call it? What is your objection, Lord Von Zieks? The prosecution also calls for supplementary testimony from the witness.
Oh my god. Don't be stupid. I want to know how much glass is over there.
Yeah, but there is more to this case that is yet to come to light. That I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts till the bitter end.
Yeah, you're just a copy.
I feel like Von Zieks is going to be getting into a lot of trouble because of this.
Yeah, I think so too. You're what?
Lord Von Zieks, you finally came around, man. This is the most irregular, to say the least. However, as the prosecution also calls for it, I will uphold the request. Dr. Scythe, you will testify for the court, explaining the full extent of your involvement in the murder apparently committed by bleh.
I have no idea what you just said to me. Very well.
Maybe we'll get a full breakdown from Trevor after all.
Dude. We'll get a dual
Waxwork
breakdown.
client.
It all began at the scene when I saw the waxwork and note tucked inside its jacket. The actual body of the victim, as indicated in the note's instructions, was beneath the experimentation stage. The body had to be arranged in certain ways to implicate the defendant, which was my job. I enlisted the help of the entire forensic investigation team to dress the scene appropriately. The truth about the execution 10 years ago is a state of secret of highest level. I had to protect it. I said that line wrong, but who gives a fuck?
So I was right. The stage and the machine were all specially designed for the deception.
So it seems. And all meticulously prepared. You did well to see through it. You're a very shrewd boy. Why do you look like you're about to bite me?
So kind of you to say, fucking
I'm going to bite you.
Don't bite him! And what about this autopsy report then?
All I did was record the location of the body as being in the Crystal Tower instead of the under the stage.
Wow.
That's all? That's a terrible corruption.
And who the fuck are you? Only my team were aware of a deceit, and then only under my explicit instructions.
Who the hell is the tomato?
Here's that fucking vegetable. Oh, sorry, it's a fruit. Nobody else at Scotland Yard knew anything about it, I assure you. Why do you keep smiling like that? You're freaking me out.
Must be thankful for the small mercies, I suppose. Well, I believe that testimony has clarified everything. There's no particular need for a cross-examination, I would say.
What kind of judge are you?
I disagree. I can't shake the feeling that something's wrong. Just look at that expression on Dr. Sly's face. It's the defense's right to cross-examine any witness following testimony.
What is it about you Japanese that makes you all so doggedly persistent? Or doggedly? I have no idea.
Very well. If you so desire, counsel, proceed with the cross-examination. Yes, my lord. Well, I guess it's a good thing I didn't continue on last episode.
Alright.
You're gonna tell me what's up.
Cross-examination.
Hold it!
What do you mean by that?
From what you described before, it sounds like the note was anonymous. Did you have any idea of who was behind it? Was it Olive Green?
Oh shit, that'd be wild. There are very few people in the know about what really happened 10 years ago to start with. But anyway, I'd never heard of this engineer. So no, I had no idea.
Yet despite not knowing who was behind the plan, you went along with it.
Yeah, I'm a very trusting person. I had no choice. Protecting the professor's secret was my only concern.
But the horse is bolted now, and the stable door will never shut again.
Okay.
Scotland Yard's reputation will be immeasurably damaged as a result of all of this. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome. Yes, thank you, Lord Von Seeks. I'm well aware of that.
So, as I understand it, what you found in the birdcage was the waxwork model. Where then was the victim's body?
Wow.
Hold it!
So you knew about the special construction of the state you used to carry out the trick?
It was quite obvious what had happened with the victim and the waxwork.
And you switched the two over, didn't you? In other words, you recorded the victim's body as having been discovered in the Crystal Tower and the waxwork?
I wrapped it and sent it by carriage to the specified address at a specified time.
And why were you given such directions? Presumably so it could be recovered by Trevor and returned to Madame Tuspel's. I see. And then you put the birdcage back on the experimentation stage.
Yes, although someone obviously made a mistake about which cage should go where. I thought I'd made it perfectly clear to the team, but still.
I suppose you were focused on the victim's body, that being more important detail.
I hate you.
Okay, pal.
Okay, pal.
When you say arranged, I presume you mean with this, Andrew?
Oh shit, is that Andrew Novelhouse? Yes, the instructions in the engineer's note said something along the lines of fabricate some evidence to make it clear that Hairbrain alone could have killed Asmund.
Oh, so you mean that was your doing?
I fetched Hairbrain's ridiculous screwdriver from the stage and took it with me alone to the abyss under the stage where the birdcage had fallen.
Alone, Doctor.
I didn't feel it would be appropriate to involve anybody else in that particular part of the deception. Oh shit.
Oh.
There was a void under the stage where I found the birdcage lying in the dirt.
Hi.
I approached it, leaned down, and slowly opened it up. Then I took the screwdriver in both hands and plunged it into the man's chest. Bruh. It was awesome.
And then you noted that in your fake autopsy report as a fictitious cause of death.
Exactly.
So the actual cause of death was...
The trauma resulting from the 30-foot drop.
My word.
This is scary.
What is it, Mrs. Sato?
I'm scared. Something about Dr. Scythe's last statement is playing on my mind. That's all.
Well, quit playing around.
Don't play with me.
Yes, mine too. Dr. Scythe.
There's really no need to shout. I can hear you perfectly well.
Stop lying.
Don't pop your peas at me.
The defense calls for you to add what you just said to your formal testimony.
Oh? Which part? Don't play dumb with
I
me.
want her to supplement her testimony with this.
Oh shit.
Real cause of death. What she did. Okay, well, both of these things are accounted for.
I mean, could we say that that body... Because isn't that... No, that's all.
I mean, I don't really see why she would lie about stabbing the body. The real cause of death being the fall of 30 feet, that part.
Fine, if that's what you want. Just stop yelling, please.
Rrr.
What the fuck?
The prosecution concurs. Very well, you will supplement your testimony now, witness.
If you wish, my lord. My lord.
The actual cause of death was the neck trauma. Okay.
Hold it!
The entire team? In perverting the course of justice?
My team consists of the very best investigators there are. I demand loyalty from all members. We operate on a code of chivalry of sorts.
You aid and abet a murderer, commit perjury, and dare to talk of chivalry?
And dare to talk chivalry. It was a matter of priorities.
What?
Nothing was more important than protecting the secret of the professor. My team did what was necessary without losing sight of the primary goal. I consider their conduct exemplary.
Don't concede the point, Mr. Naruhodo. You mustn't let her win.
I need a lawyer.
That was funny. I'll take that silence as tacit acceptance. Now, can we move on?
Hold it!
But at what cost? Faith in Scotland Yard is going to suffer a terrible blow as a result of this. And your precious secret is out now anyway.
Yes, as you say. And I take full responsibility.
Blow me down, Dr. Scythe.
What the French toast?
Surely there was some other way you could have protected the secret.
Never say that again. No, there really wasn't. I've done my utmost, believe me. In many ways, I respect your determination.
Well, thank you. Oh, I nearly froze under that cold stare as she said that.
I do believe she was being genuine, though, Mr. Naruhodo.
Even better. So that's her story.
She's admitted everything and revealed her full involvement in the crime. I do wonder if there could really be much more to it.
Well, I don't know, but I just have a feeling.
Do you, Mr. Naruhodo? The truth is, I find it strange too. How those two are reacting to this in completely opposite ways, I mean.
Yeah, well, Drebber's neck's gonna be really stiff since he's been staring that way the whole time.
I know, or broken after she's done with him.
Yes, exactly. For some reason, I feel sure they're still trying to hide something. Alright, so it's definitely gonna be the statement we just added. Actual cause of death was the neck trauma.
Have we even presented the crossbow at all during this trial?
We presented it during the stuff with the balloon.
Oh, right, I forgot.
Let's see. Yeah, I mean, this looks like it would be in line with the... I mean, if it was a vertical drop, would he really have broken his neck?
I mean, he might have. 30 feet is a
I mean,
long fall.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're falling straight down, your feet would be broken. Or like your feet. All of your legs would be fucked.
I mean, would
And
they?
maybe your
Because
upper body.
Wouldn't...
But like, I don't know if you're...
I mean, I could see that shit like accordioning.
Well, like, if it's because
Like a
she
Tom and
only
Jerry
pointed out the
cartoon.
neck. She only pointed out the neck trauma, which would imply that he fell like landed on his neck or his head.
Oh yeah, and it didn't fall that way.
Yeah, it fell straight down. So I wonder.
Should
how would
we
I even,
use
like-
the blueprint of how it actually worked?
It would either be the blueprint, the photo.
I mean, the photo for sure, yeah, because his legs are intact.
Yeah, autopsy or the bird cage. I feel like it's one of those four. The rest of the
Maybe
oh,
the
and
bird cage,
maybe
because it
this,
shows you
too.
exactly how it landed.
Shit. Okay, so there's maybe like 5.
I would say the
Let's try
bird
this
cage,
first.
yeah.
Objection!
Fuck.
But
I could just be completely wrong, and that's not what it is, but. I mean, I don't think her stabbing him is wrong. I don't really see why she would lie about stabbing him.
I mean, that's not really even necessary to explore because he was already dead.
Yeah. Let's see. This.
Objection!
Fuck. Oh, guilty. Wait.
No.
You are. You're all idiots. Literally started beginning a not guilty anyway. Only thing is that the trial would end.
Yeah, all of a sudden,
We
they're
know
like, yeah,
he's
this dude's
innocent.
guilty as fuck.
You're now guilty.
You're guilty now. We changed our mind. We hate you.
That's so funny. None of you did your duty at all. You all suck.
How do you feel sentencing to an innocent man to fucking death?
Oh my god. Kind of surprised they didn't make like a specific ending for that. Where
Yeah.
it's like, you know, oh, the trial ends, now the truth was lost forever. Rather than, you know, hairbrain, you're guilty, even though you literally couldn't have done this.
Yeah,
and
right.
they admitted to everything. Alright, now I gotta add
Hold
this.
it!
Alright, so I'm gonna try the other piece of evidence. If those don't work, then I'm gonna switch statements.
Objection! 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 Objection!
So I presented everything that I could find, but it does not appear to be the case. So I might need to switch statements.
Hold it!
I'm quite sure of that. It was as a result of a broken neck.
Yeah.
Yes, as a professional, that was more than apparent.
You'd never know just by looking at the photograph of the victim, though, would you?
No, that's very true.
Obviously not. Which is precisely why coroners are needed to determine the actual facts.
Yes, assuming they can be trusted.
You got me fucked up right now.
There's no point calling her assessment into question without evidence. Let's get back to the testimony.
Very well.
Is that implying that we need to... Is that implying that we need to present something here? I already presented the photo, I already presented the autopsy, I already presented the sketch, I already presented the birdcage, and I already presented this.
Okay.
So it's none of those. Can I really... Yeah, this doesn't really tell me anything.
What about... Oh, you already did that one. Did you do the autopsy report?
Yeah.
What about
Crossbow.
the other
Objection.
one?
Get out.
Oh, get out.
Yeah, I'm gonna try the other statement, and if I still can't get it.
Guilty.
Guilty.
Get out.
Guilty!
Guilty.
Guilty.
You're trash.
You're trash, guilty bitch.
It's like, well, somebody has to be guilty of this.
So it's got to be you. I like that he just stands there and he's like, well,
I'd be pissed.
I know, I'd be too.
Like,
Like we
what?
got so far. And then,
Literally
like,
proven to not be involved, and the other people confess, but I'm still guilty.
yeah, I'd be pressed.
Alright. Time to do this again.
Hold it.
Let me tell you the story a third time.
Let me tell you the story of how I died.
Stabby
Just
stab.
kidding, I didn't die. He did. And that's basically how I became a murderer.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. It's totally radical, dude.
Alright, let's see. What is this?
Oh, is it that?
What?
Oh, you said you already did that.
Yeah, I already presented that on that statement.
What's in that sealed envelope one?
That's the autopsy for the professor.
Oh.
Alright, what did you do to the victim? How you stabbed Mr. Osmond in the chest, that part.
No. Fine if that's what you want, but there's really no need to point.
The prosecution concurs. You're literally pointing.
That was funny.
Very well. Supplement your testimony. If you wish. I stood over the victim's corpse where it lay in the topple cage and punched the screwdriver in his chest.
Okay, that barely helps us at all. I mean, did she lean over the chest to get that far?
I don't really know if this would even be it, but like, I don't know. I feel like with how this screwdriver looks, and with the clothes that he has on, I feel like it would be kind of hard.
Yeah, it's dull. Oh, and he had a piece of glass in his pocket, right? Oh wait, no, that was in the waxwork figure. Never mind.
Yeah.
Also, that one piece of glass would not protect him.
And I mean, like, these gaps are clearly big enough for her to like, stab the dude through. Well, I guess I'll press this first. So it was you who stabbed Osmond with this?
Yes, far easier than dissection, I assure you. No precision required.
No, there is precision required because you stabbed him in the heart.
What a welcome change.
The victim died instantly from a snapped neck. All I did was carry out the instructions I'd been given.
As unflinchingly as ever, no doubt. I imagine you didn't bat an eyelid when you drove the weapon into his body.
There was no need to bat my eyelids.
And what else did you do to twist the facts? Remind the court, why don't you?
If you wish.
Yeah, that's still the same.
Okay, I think that the autopsy report for sure.
Let's do a quick save. So I don't have to keep jumping through that scene.
Right.
Alright. So maybe screwdriver first?
Objection.
Fuck. I suck at the game.
No. My turn. Autopsy
Next.
report.
Objection.
Aha!
Was it not
I totally
the
didn't
autopsy
guess.
report?
It was the photo.
Damn it.
I got a nasty feeling that this inconsistency points to an extremely uncomfortable truth. What on earth is the matter, Counsel? Have you lost your tongue? I apologize, my lord. Dr. Scythe, in that last statement of yours, there's just one point that seems to defy explanation. Out with it, my learned friend. There's an obvious inconsistency between your description and this photograph, which shows the victim in the birdcage following the events that led to his death.
Objection!
The court has already examined that photograph in depth. There's nothing new we can learn from it.
Objection!
Shut up. Yes, we have already considered it. That's true. But we now know the facts to be different. What do you mean? I believe we should let the defense explain. Where in this photograph would we see the alleged inconsistency with the witness's statement? That's a good question.
The stab
I mean,
wound?
obviously she would have to move the strap to stab him. The glass?
I think it's the stab wound. Oh, there's a handkerchief there too, yeah.
Look closely at the bloodstain on the victim's chest. It clearly extends down in a downwards motion towards the man's feet. And why the fuck do we care?
Oh.
If the victim was stabbed moments before the kinesis machine was set in motion, that's entirely expected. Ah, of course. No, that's not what happened. Exactly, my lord. Dr. Scythe made it very clear in her testimony just now that the point at which she stole the Professor Harebrain's, his screwdriver and stabbed the victim was after the grand deception was set in motion when the birdcage had fallen below the stage out of sight. From the shape of it, it's clear that the birdcage would have fallen on its side after the 30-foot drop. And if the victim had really been stabbed whilst inside the birdcage in that position, the blood from the wound would have spread out equally in all directions. For it to have formed the longitudinal appearance we see from this picture, it's inconceivable. Oh.
Ooh.
That's a first. Given that the victim's blood seeped vertically downwards from the wound, it must be the case that when you stabbed Mr. Osmond, he was standing up. In short, Dr. Scythe, your latest testimony was a total fabrication. Madame Tosswell's just gone.
Yeah, she's like, fuck this.
I knew it. I was right. Now I've identified that contradiction. There's only one way to explain the facts. We've all been under great misapprehension here. What? What sort of misapprehension? Dr. Scythe. You claim you were coerced into helping Mr. Drebber as a result of the note he left in the waxwork. You claim that you made changes to the scene of the crime to implicate the defendant. And you claim that you authored a fake an autopsy report to cover your tracks. But one of those claims is a freaking lie. Because the question of what the bloodstain really tells us has only one possible answer. If that is the case, what is it, man?
What is it, man?
Counsel, you clearly struck upon a revelation. Now tell the court what it is. Which part of Dr. Scythe's story is shown to be a lie, but the contradiction in her testimony?
The stabbing of the victim?
Yeah, I mean, we already know the autopsy report's a lie. How she was coerced. I guess it would have to be the stabbing. The answer is very simple if you consider
Why
the
do I feel like
sequence
this
of
is
events.
wrong?
If, when the victim was stabbed, the blood from the wound seeped downwards as it did, we can be sure that the victim must have been either sitting or standing upright at the time. And the only time he could have been sitting or standing upright is when he was on the stage. But as you rightly pointed out, the birdcage would have fallen on his side when it fell beneath the stage. Yes, it would. Which tells us that the victim must have been in that position of his own accord. Never mind.
Objection!
That's impossible. The man was dead, remember? No. That is the misapprehension. I'm shocked this is still going.
I know, right?
When the birdcage fell from the stage in the void below, it must have hit the ground with considerable force. Hi. No way, bro
frick?
would have lived. No way he would have survived that 30-foot. Actually, no. Again, if he just fell on like feet first, he could have lived.
I mean,
His legs should be broken.
Yeah, this dude should be fucked up. There's no way he would be opening that shit. He'd be like, oh.
Yeah. But Mr. Osmond didn't die in the fall.
How?
No
If-
way could
if
bro stand after a
anything-
30-foot drop.
If anything, this dude should have been knocked out because when he hit the ground, he would have came back up a little, and I feel like his neck would have, like, I don't know. I feel like his head would have hit something. Like when you hit the ground.
Well, he
Oh.
just said he lost consciousness.
God damn it.
He probably lost consciousness for a while. Jay, never talk again.
Yeah, listen, I'm
Well, when he
basically a
came
fucking
around-
doctor. Call me Dr. Jake because you're full of shit. And also, I diagnose you with dumbassery.
He got to his feet to climb out of the cage, which should not have happened. 30-foot drop is a pretty big fall.
And then she fucking stabbed him. Could you imagine surviving a 30-foot fall and being like,
Bro,
wow,
I'd be
I really lived.
livid.
And then some bitch comes up and stabs you with a screwdriver.
Just as Dr. Scythe appeared.
Dude, I'd be pissed. Like, I'd
Did you have a
I'd
nice
go to
nap?
the afterlife and everyone would be like, damn, dude, that's embarrassing.
Have a nice nap, buddy. If the victim was in fact alive at that point in time, it changes everything.
Bruh. Thankfully, I was filming the whole thing on my iPhone Pro Max.
Well. Are you finally gonna talk? Mr. Odiasman's killer wasn't the defendant, Professor Albert Harebrain, nor was it the mastermind behind the stage trickery, Mr. Enoch Drebber. It was you, Dr. Courtney Scythe. Damn.
Grr. Arg.
Order, order. Can this possibly be true? Have you been taking me for a fool? It was you, was it? You killed him.
She's like, fuck.
You hoped that by admitting to being an accomplice in Mr. Drebber's scheme, the trial would end. Before you were accused of a far worse crime.
wow.
Cold-blooded murder. That's actually pretty fucking insane.
That is
Because
insane.
I definitely thought Drebber did it.
I know. Oh, do shut up. You're so desperate now, you're making it all up. As if I would do something like that.
Bro, this case is insane.
I know.
Objection!
Oh, Susato.
I assure you the defense is not desperate, Doctor. Mr. Naruhodo has established the facts using evidence and logic alone.
Logic? Don't make me laugh. Sadly, your logic has a gaping hole in it.
It always does. What do you mean?
I'd have thought it was obvious. A motive, boy. You're lacking a motive.
Here we go.
What possible reason would I have to kill Mr. Asman?
The motive is always the last line of defense for a killer.
Yep.
Osmond was involved in any number of criminal activities, from coercion to theft to murder. But there is no known connection to Dr. Scythe here.
Dude, stop trying to save her.
I'm rather relieved to say it does seem somewhat far-fetched. True, there's no obvious motive, but there's still something in the back of my mind. I feel sure I've seen something somewhere that hints at why the coroner might have done this.
Yes, I might have tampered with the crime scene and concocted a fake report. But murdering someone for no reason is a very different story.
Objection!
No. When you question what possible reason you could have had for wanting to kill Mr. Osmond, something did come to mind.
What?
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
I know,
'cause
right?
don't know
I
what it
have
is
no
either.
clue.
What was it, Counsel? Enlighten the court at once.
I'm gonna think about it right now.
Yes, we saw it yesterday, didn't we?
Did we?
Something that seemed strange, but we had no reason to suspect it at the time. There's a particular object that explains why Dr. Scythe would have wanted to kill Mr. Osmond.
Scalpels?
Well, it's not the screwdriver. I'm not sure. My only guess would be the iron mask. Because it has. The iron mask has to do with the professor.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't really know what the scalpels were.
I don't either. I just
Come
was
into
like,
play.
oh, that seems something that she would like. I don't know. Yeah, do the iron mask. That was definitely what I was gonna say the first time around.
It's the iron mask. Because it has the professor's true identity, I'm assuming.
You've lost me.
Or at least with the blacksmith model. Huh? Oh, I guess that wasn't it.
Sorry, Mr. Naruhodo, but why the iron mask?
I don't know, bro. Well,
Did you just call me
of all
bro?
the things I saw you, it left the greatest impression, so...
Clearly, you have no idea what you're talking about, and all of a sudden I'm very calm.
I think I must have said the wrong thing.
Forgive the interruption, Dr. Scythe, but you're going to jail. But what my colleague meant to say was
Oh,
scalpels.
so it was scalpels.
Perhaps that makes a little more sense to you.
The way I didn't think she was just gonna
Oh,
answer
of
for
course.
us. That's so fucking funny.
I don't remember. It's been a while since we were in her lab or whatever.
Like
so
she
I don't
had
remember
really
what this,
fancy shit and scalpels. I don't know.
Yeah. Did you say scalpels? Yeah, that's what I meant to say all along. It would appear that the word has struck a chord, Doctor.
You, come on, out with it.
It was yesterday, when we visited your laboratory. Look at this big, thick book here.
It appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... Well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
Yeah, I guess that is a lot.
Yeah, that is
Damn, I
not.
wouldn't-
That's
I-
not why I guessed that at all. I was like, yeah, she's creepy, and also she probably owns at least one scalpel.
I just didn't remember, I didn't remember the specifics of what they discussed in that room.
Yeah, clearly I didn't either.
500 scalpels, what the fuck? A month? What are you doing? At first, I wondered what on earth you could be using that many scalpels for. But actually, I realize now it's not the scalpels themselves that are significant. It's the money for them, disappearing every month for the department's accounts.
Oh shit.
Osmond's criminal organization relied heavily on extortion for its funding. Tracing the money from forensic investigation team's account to find where it is going would be extremely straightforward. 10 years ago, when Mr. Osmond was still a journalist and wrote this article about Mr. Drebber, he may well have stumbled upon information as he was researching the story. Information relating to Dr. Scythe's darkest secret that he would use to rack money from her for the next decade. Her darkest secret? Good lord, you mean... I don't know what happened on the night of that execution 10 years ago, but clearly the opportunity to rid yourself of that menace was too tempting to pass up. So in the end, you weren't coerced at all, were you? You did it entirely of your own free will. You stabbed Mr. Osmond in the heart with all your might. To silence the blackmailer who knew about your dark secret forever. Wow. So she's gonna be the one to have a breakdown.
Yeah, she's. This is gonna be cool though.
You'll never understand. None of you.
Oh shit.
What we've had to keep covered up all these long years.
Well,
Who cares? You're going to prison.
well. Wow.
So I don't
Damn.
get one?
She doesn't. Hi, I'm still here. As very little of the machine remains after it was ripped apart by the bomb. The truth of this case can never be properly established unless you speak out.
And if you decide not to, it's very possible that Courtney Scythe will escape punishment for her crimes. Please, sir, own up to what you've done and tell the court the truth about what happened.
Yeah, he's not gonna fucking do that.
10 years ago, you told the truth, and you were robbed of a bright and successful future as a result. I can certainly understand your bitterness and your consternation now. However, this is surely the chance you've been waiting for, to sever the hold that fate's had over you over these years. Fuck. I started to stumble. Super high voltage
God.
instantaneous kinesis. I mean, really. It was literally fucking stupid. It's the addle-brained mock scientists that are the worst, you know.
Oh damn.
They don't recognize the fact that they don't have talent. They can't even get that right. And so they end up chasing impossible dreams, having unbridled faith in their abilities. They go on and on about their wonderful hypotheses, their stupid eyes shining like a little child's. They make me sick. I can't abide their foolishness. Careful, Mr. Drebber. You're gonna burst a circuit or something. I was particularly pleased with it. The machine. It made for quite a show, didn't it? So you admit it. You admit that it was nothing more than a sham made for the purpose of killing the victim. Yes, I admit it. I did it all, in the name of revenge. Revenge for the future that Mr. Ozma's article had deprived you of 10 years ago, earlier. Fuck. But the revenge you sought didn't stop at Osman, did it? Which is where that very particular waxwork comes in. Yes, I see.
The condemned convict that you saw rising from the grave in Lowgate Cemetery 10 years ago. If your account of those events were all true,
then obviously Scotland Yard couldn't afford to acknowledge what had happened. Even if it meant discrediting a bright young man and crushing any future career he might have had. So your plan required that you abduct the particular waxwork model, in order to exact your revenge on Scotland Yard as well. Or on Dr. Scythe, to be precise. It was a year ago. By some extraordinary twist of fate, Osmond turned up at my workshop. He didn't remember who I was, of course. He just wanted to employ my services as an engineer. And he happened to have a paper with him. An article on the front page caught my eye. About the coroner who handled that bogus autopsy being appointed head of the new forensic team. When I learned that news, my cognitive processes started to devise the plan.
what a horrid tale.
He robbed me of my future, so I wanted to use the man's own wiles against him, for revenge. And I had that rotten Scotland Yard eating out of my hand at the same time. I wanted them all to suffer the same humiliation I'd had to suffer. Your actions against those who ruined your future were justified as revenge, at least to yourself. Certainly, no one has the right to destroy another's prospects, especially for purely selfish gain. And yet, in carrying out your plan, you did exactly that to someone else, didn't you? Did I? Professor Hairbrain's only crime was passion for his hypothesis, but you had no compunction about sacrificing his future to effect your revenge. You knew that he would be forever branded a failure and a fraud. Perhaps life treated you unfairly 10 years ago, and others' misconduct left your life in tatters. But remember this. Your own actions resulted in exactly the same thing for another perfectly innocent young man.
Damn. That was kind of depressing.
Well, yeah, Jesus Christ. Lord Von Zeeks. What of Dr. Scythe?
Who cares?
Dead,
She clearly is, she's escaped. Someone go get her.
An immediate warrant for arrest has been granted, and she's been remanded and
Damn, that was fucking fast.
I presume she will face trial in the coming days, along with Mr. Drebber. Man, this case was so good, it felt like a finale case. A most regrettable situation indeed. She made great contributions to her profession over the years. It really is a hard truth to swallow. However, that is a topic for some future occasion. For now, Professor Hairbrain. Oh, Dad. I'm so glad I wasn't convicted. Oh, yes? It seems there was a great deal more to your experiment than you realized. However, I think we can assume now that all the sordid details have been brought to light. This has been a very long and profound trial, but I'm pleased to say you are absolved of all guilt. About fucking time. This whole experience has taught me a very great but painful lesson. I've been, me, as dedicated scientist, this devotee of natural philosophy. I've been selfish and a self-centered, and above all, a fucking fool. Professor, calm down. I was never your friend. I spent my life thinking nothing about my research. Misguidedly believing that I could do whatever I set my mind to, despite my lack of talent. And the worst of it is, in the process, I've caused others pain and misery. Others who are far, far greater people than I. Fuck. No, Professor. That's not true.
So now you're his friend. No, Professor, your brain is so big. Your hair brain, so big.
What, Zeeks? Are you about to stick up for me?
Kiss me,
Don't tar yourself with the same brush as Trevor. What happened was his doing, and his alone.
So what, are you a fucking
You
lawyer
are
now?
truly my fucking friend.
You're truly
outcome.
my fucking friend.
This outcome is his fate, not yours. You're not to blame in any way.
Kiss me.
Lord Von Zeeks, you have a heart.
Dokey doke.
And the derision, I don't know what that word is, with which he referred to you earlier, calling you a fool. Tell
Okay,
me.
yeah, we get it, buddy.
What are you saying? Man has no idea.
How much I love him.
To believe in yourself and work your fingers to the bone to realize your dreams. That's laudable, not laughable.
Bro, I don't like Vonzig's being nice. This is weird.
No one has the right to deride another for
You
such
do
choices.
that all the time.
Oh,
I'm gonna cry.
thank you, Barack.
Oh my god, we're on a first name basis now? That's crazy.
So, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that was quite foul.
Yes,
You
my
shut up.
lord.
It is this court's expectation that you find the defendant not guilty of the charge of which he stands accused. If you still say guilty, you are a fucking idiot.
Could you
and will never
imagine
talk to
if
jury duty
they
ever
all
again.
did and then the music starts up again and it's like, what's this?
I need to do another thing where I need to turn their thing around. I presume there's no objections?
None from me, my lord.
Good.
Certainly not. This trial has really made me think, but this is the right decision.
It's all been proven methodically and rigorously. I have no misgivings whatsoever.
I'm just eating my corn. What's that? He's done, is he? It's all over.
You never should have been allowed in here.
I know, literally. How old are you, 2?
I don't know what's become of the yard these days. I don't recognize the place that fucking blows.
You need to retire, bro.
Very well. In that case, I hereby pronounce the defendant not
Guilty.
guilty. Yay! We did it, gang!
Yay!
Yeah, I did that.
I'm basically the best.
Court, it's adjourned.
Court is
out.
adjoined.
Adjourned.
Yeah, the court is adjoined. Get the hell out.
It's over. That was some trial.
"24th October, 4:33 p.m. The Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber."
Professor, what a splendid outcome, isn't it? Fucking.
Oh, it is, it is. Congratulations, Professor Harebrain.
Fucking.
That's what I was like. Mr. Naruhodo,
So then I was...
Mr. Soto, I am truly
You're literally saying
Truly.
that right now.
beside myself with gratitude. How can I ever thank you enough? I'm just glad it's all been cleared up. That you realized that you were just caught up in a bad situation. Right now, you know, if I had that research grant money, I'd give it a whole lot to you, every penny. Well, that's very kind, but
Yeah, go
I'm
get
just a
that.
student, so.
We don't need any financial reward. Your acquittal is more than enough.
No, we're actually broke as fuck, so
Yeah,
I'd
I
love
know,
the
we
money.
need that money.
Oh dear. Oh, what can I do? Aha!
Give me your blood.
How about this? As a memento, a paper about my hypothesis is inside.
Yeah, it looks like a bunch of bullshit.
Just as a memento then. Thank you.
I've been wondering, Professor. What are you going to do now that you're washed up?
Oh my. Yes, what am I going to do? My hypothesis and my great machine lie in ruins. But still, it's been too long since I've left London, so perhaps I'll enjoy some sightseeing. I must explore the Great Exhibition once I'm here too. I'll see if the new inspiration hits me. That thing is still going on.
Oh, yes, that's a wonderful idea.
I can't allow that, you motherfuckers.
It's Jake Marshall.
Oh. Out of the courtroom again. Lord Von Zeeks, what are you doing here?
Who let you escape?
Baroque,
Oh my god.
I'm not even,
this
I'm not
literally
even
is
looking
like
at you.
the weirdest fucking combo. I don't know why.
It's just funny because he's not looking at him, but Von Zeek says.
Yeah. Also, they don't even look like they're from the same fucking game.
They really don't. I'm sorry you had to go through that, Albert.
Oh my god.
Well, if I'm honest, it was terrifying. I literally pissed my pants 4 times. You were like a great demon behind your bench there, snarling down on your prey. What? You're one of the few true friends I have. I couldn't leave it to anybody else to handle the prosecution or the defense.
How do you two tolerate each other? Like, one of you has a
Sorry?
personality and one of you's fucking undead.
Or the defense? Did I just hear that right? I always knew that you had my best interest at heart. Don't worry. How about you show me around while I'm here in town? It's been a long time since we left university. We have a lot to catch up on. Listen, Albert. You are
I'm
going to
breaking up with
die.
you. Oh.
In a few days, your acquittal will be made official. When that happens, leave. You must head straight to Dover.
Oh.
I'll accompany you. What? From there, you'll cross the channel and make your way back to Germany. I've already purchased the tickets.
Damn.
But no, hold on a minute, Brock. What about the Great Exhibition? This is the chance of a lifetime for me. I want to look around. No sightseeing, Albert. Give up on that idea. You will literally fucking die if you stay here too long. Sometimes it's hard to see any warmth in those eyes, Baroque. Lord Von Zees, what the fuck is your problem? What's all this about? A necessary precaution.
Yes, I think I understand.
You do? Yes.
No, I was
What are you
just trying
talking
to
about,
be
dude?
included. Well, Iris told me that when you met Lord Von Zeeks at his office some days ago, he asked how Mr. Natsume was doing.
Yes, that's right. I remember being surprised at the time, and thinking it was nice of him to ask.
The point is, Mr. Natsume is still alive and well. Even though it's been more than 6 months now since he stood trial with the Reaper as the prosecutor.
You mean... the Reaper's influence doesn't stretch overseas? Those in the Reaper's sights meet their ends days or sometimes months after their acquittal.
What?
That's been the pattern up to now.
But of course, we know that both Mr. Natsume and Gina were completely innocent.
Yeah, so Gina's gonna fucking die?
True. And perhaps that governs the Reaper's actions. The truly innocent are spared. But I don't want to take any chances with a close personal friend. But Baroque! Like the mustached Nipponese, this man should leave the country without delay. That's why I'm packing him off to Germany at once. Right. Does your friend-shaped package get any say in it?
Goodness, was this your intention all along then, Lord Von Zeeks?
Come on, jawline.
In court, where people think of him as the Reaper, this man seems absolutely merciless, and yet, sometimes I feel as though I don't understand him at all. It's time to go, Albert. Back to the prison for the time being.
Let's go
Yes,
back
alright.
to prison.
Well then, Mr. Naruhodo. Thank you so much for everything. Not at all, Professor. It's a pleasure getting to know you.
Best wishes, Professor Harebrain.
Well, once the dust is settled, you must come and visit me in Germany. Anyway, goodbye for now.
And then he was gone.
Now, my Nipponese friend.
We're not
Oh,
friends.
yes? I thought you'd gone too. We have matters to discuss. Can you spare me some time?
No.
You want to talk with me? I'll be waiting in the courtroom in 10 minutes.
What the frick?
Well, that was strange. For some reason, I didn't get that sense of impending doom as he walked away this time.
Really? Because
What
I
the
am.
fuck? The Enigma, Barak von Zieks. What does he want to discuss, I wonder? The answer awaits in the courtroom, I suppose. Here goes then.
What if he was like, I need you to defend me in court?
24th October, 4:58 p.m., the Old Bailey courtroom.
Oh, this is so weird.
Yeah, what the hell?
Cosmo, take your mask off.
So, are you satisfied? You saved a guileless scientist from a great injustice. Why do we need to stand at the bench?
I know, right? Why can't
yes.
we just talk like normal fucking people?
I think so. I'm relieved, at least, that the man's innocence can be proven.
Ryunosuke is like bugging out.
Yeah, I imagine you've been wondering where my animosity towards you Nipponese comes from.
No, I really wasn't, but
Yeah, I've been meaning to ask, what the fuck is your problem? Well, at first I thought you just didn't like me. I imagine you saw me as a pretentious child from an unimportant land who had no business being here.
goddamn.
But now, I think differently. You clearly know our ways. So I would guess that some specific incident led to your thorough dislike of my race.
That's a wild sentence.
Yeah, in an Ace Attorney game, no less.
I know.
Will you tell me what happened, please? The professor. I thought I'd never hear that name in this courtroom again, to be honest.
He took your brother's life.
Clint. My brother Clint von Zieks. Cletus!
What?
Cletus!
Cletus.
16 years ago, when I was just in my teens. He was already the director of prosecutions and a key member of the judiciary. I looked up to him. He was everything I aspired to be. He was involved in the establishment of justice systems in foreign countries as well. There was exchange programs between Britain and other nations then too, to share knowledge and ideas. As part of one of those programs, 3 judicial students came to Britain from your homeland, the Empire of Japan.
Oh. If it was 16 years ago, then one of them could have been my father.
Of course. I remember Dr. Mikotoba well.
I had no idea.
I was a minor at the time, training at the prosecutor's office. One day, Clint introduced me to the 3 visiting Nipponese.
So, you've actually met my father?
He and his colleagues were polite and amicable. They were adept at their work, at exacting in their standards. It was my first encounter with the Nipponese spirit, and it made a very great impression on me. But 6 years later, that's when it happened. The investigation was going nowhere. There were no suspects even, just an ever-growing list of victims. And in the end, my brother became one of them. The last, in fact, before the case was finally resolved. I'm so sorry, Lord von Zieks. Truly. Clint was always ready to put his life on the line for justice anyway, so he wouldn't have wanted it any other way. He lost his life to the killer, but it was his victory in the end. For me personally, though, it was a great loss. I found myself in a very dark place indeed. When I finally found out the killer's identity, the reason why no one had been able to catch the man sooner ceased to be such a mystery. He'd been hiding in plain sight all the time. In plain sight? Are you aware of political events 10 years ago? It was a period of extremely sensitive diplomacy between the British and Japanese empires. A new treaty was being forged, I think. Correct. The Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation was being concluded. The leaders of both countries were deep in extensive political discussions. Which is why this particular killer's appearance in court was conducted as a closed trial. If the British public had known the identity of the killer, not only would the treaty have been in jeopardy, but our two nations could very well have ended up at war. What? A war? Between Britain and Japan?
But that would mean... Oh my! You mean to say the professor was...
What the fuck?
When the trial reached its conclusion earlier,
Whoa.
I thought to myself, yes, it's time.
Oh shit.
Shit, okay.
Yo.
Time for you to come face to face with this hideous monster.
Yo, this is
I
awesome.
borrowed the key for the mask from the proprietress of the Waxwork Museum.
Spirit of Justice should have had this, bro.
Literally.
So see for yourselves now. Confirm it with your own eyes. The truth that's been hidden this past decade.
That's the professor?
That's insane.
Yes, that's him.
Until now, the thought never even crossed my mind. That the mass murderer, whose crimes shook Britain as never before,
Oh shit. He's kind of hot.
was Japanese.
Damn.
Wait a minute. That face. I feel as though I've seen it somewhere. It's strangely familiar.
Oh fuck. This is crazy. Is that Cosmo's dad? Yo, this is so weird.
You good, man?
They're like, what the fuck?
It's all coming back to me.
Hi.
He's a phantom thief.
He is a phantom thief.
Oh shit! I was fucking right! Wait, what?
I was fucking
Father?
right. I was fucking right.
What? Father?
What are you on about?
That's not really him, Kazuma. Take the mask off, bro. Thank
Give
you.
me a fucking minute.
Kazuma!
Bro!
Dude, this is so freaking cool.
This is fucking whack.
My best friend, Kazuma Asogi. After a whole year, finally his memories returned.
This is epic.
And this is case 3.
I know.
As he stood there before me,
It's been a long time,
Looking
friend.
ripped as ever. Oh,
Ryunosuke.
they're gay.
He looks like a baby. He looks like a baby.
He literally. Oh my god, this is so freaking cute.
hello again,
He looks so sad.
my friend.
He's just a baby.
Kazuma-sama!
Judicial Assistant Mikotoba.
You got me fucked up. There's no way she. You just call her that?
It's been a very long road. Thank you. Thank you for guiding my friend here when I could not.
It was an honor.
Oh. Well, this feels
Y'all
like
like
the
I
end.
knew you wouldn't die that easily. Kazuma.
Y'all gonna like hug or shake
Bro,
hands? or-
kiss with tongue.
I owe you thanks too.
There's a time and place. At least not with Von Z's right there.
Bro is
for taking
rippling
good
through
care
his
of that
uniform.
in my absence.
He's actually, yeah, he's actually
He's
jacked.
fucking jacked,
What the fuck?
dude. Like that suit is skin tight, and fucking Von Zeeks wears the same shit.
Oh. Karuma, the great blade of the Asogi clan, passed down through the generations.
My eyes are sparkling.
When we left Japan, this sword was at my friend's side. A Japanese man's katana is his soul. He couldn't be parted from it. But then, when the incident happened, It was Susato-san's wish that I inherit the sword, and I've kept it with me ever since, along with my memories of the friendship we share.
I am glad that this like big reveal happens in case 3, because that means we get 2 extra cases with Kazuma actually there.
Yeah, which is awesome.
With this by my side, I always felt that you were watching over me somehow.
Is Von Zeke's about to lose his assistant?
I've made it. At last. Father.
Are you saying... Surely not. You mean, you knew all this time? I'm looking at it. But... I still can't believe it. This mass murderer is Kazuma's father.
That's insane.
Oh shit, is he gonna behead him? That's fucking awesome. His own father with his own katana? His own family katana, no less. Oh. It wasn't really just the head, but that was fucking cool.
Cutscenes are so smooth.
I know.
And I do miss...
Kazuma-sama.
I do miss the 2D anime cutscenes, but this is a good alternative at least.
Oh, yeah,
I'm glad
for
they just
sure.
didn't, you know, fill the gap.
I'm just glad it
with
doesn't
nothing.
look like fucking Cheeto Puff Clavier.
Yeah, from Apollo Justice.
Yeah.
I mean, the cutscenes weren't bad
Ryunosuke.
in Spirit of Justice. They just definitely were not as smooth as these ones are.
Yeah.
We have much to talk about. But now is not the time. I'll be seeing you.
What? I'd be pissed, bro. My friend.
That's all Kazuma said. Before he turned and left us there, in the courtroom.
Where's Von Zeke at?
I know, did he just like follow him or what? Dude. Oh,
So he's the living after image of the man who took my brother's life, is he?
that's actually fucking wild for him too, I guess.
Yeah. Yes, Kazuma Asugi, my best friend.
He's like, I hate you even more now.
3 months ago, when Lord Strongheart introduced us, I had an inkling there was something there. Some connection. But why did Lord Strongheart do that?
Because he's a fucker.
Why did he make Kazuma Lord Von Zeke's apprentice? And when he was suffering amnesia, too? The man was apprehended, even executed. But his legacy just won't die. That's the sad truth. Anyway, that's all I had to say. I thank you for meeting with me, as I asked.
10 years ago, my grandmother took me to the railway station. We were there to meet my father from the train, goddammit, for me. It was the first time I had ever seen him.
Poor Susato-san. All this is tied up with painful memories for her, too. She's never talked about this with me before, though.
It took time to adjust to having father around, but just when I was starting to get used to it, he called me into his study one day. He told me that a great friend of his had passed away in London, and that the friend he had left behind had a son,
I just changed the line because I fuck it up.
a boy 7 years my senior. Father told me the boy had made a promise to his late father, so he was studying to become a defense lawyer. I wanted to help, so I studied to become a qualified judicial assistant. As I'm sure you've worked out, that young man's name was Kazuma Asugi. So you see, that's how he and I met.
You know.
For a brief moment, my great friend had returned, only to disappear again all too soon.
Yeah, I'd be pissed.
But in that fleeting encounter, something stirred. Something that had been dormant for a long time.
My love.
As if great wheels had been set in motion. I could almost hear them creaking into life. In some ways, it was the end of a chapter, but in many, it was the start of a new one.
All right. Next time on the Great Ace Attorney Resolve, we're gonna do case 4, Twisted Karma and His Last Bow. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah, that case was very fucking good. Jesus Christ.
That cutscene was fucking awesome.
Yeah. Damn. There's a lot of stuff to unpack. So, as always, if you all enjoyed and want to show some love and support for the series and the channel, you know what to do. Be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and we will catch you all in the next episode.